What's up, guys? So today we're going to go over what kind of job should I be looking for straight out of physical therapy school as a new graduate. This can be a really stressful topic. It can be very overwhelming after you go through 3 years of school, how to navigate the job market. So I'm going to tell you 3 things that I would be looking for as a new grad straight out of physical therapy school. So the first thing that I would look for, one would be obvious one, salary. Salary is going to be really important to, I would say, most of everybody that's graduating. We go to school, we rack up a lot of debt for most of us, and we obviously want a job that's going to pay decently well. Now, that being said, salary is not everything to everyone. It's just going to depend on the person. Now, for salary, the biggest thing I would say is if you want salary to be your biggest thing and that is your main goal, to make as much money as possible out of physical therapy school, I'm gonna just straight up say it, the setting that I would go in if that is your goal would be home health. Home health is gonna pay the most amount of money, you're gonna get the most reimbursement for pretty much any setting that you're in. Now, this doesn't include if you're gonna open up your own business, you're gonna go the entrepreneurial route. That's another video we can go into for that, but as a staff physical therapist, if salary is your most important thing and nothing really else is important to you, home health would be the setting I would go in. Now, sign-on bonuses, that's one other thing I wanna talk about with the salary. With new grads especially too, when you're looking for jobs and they are offering a sign-on bonus, I would be wary. Not necessarily to say that you can not necessarily take that job, but when a job offers a sign-on bonus, there's usually a reason for it. I would ask what the employee retention's like, why are they offering a sign-on bonus, and ask a little more in-depth questions versus just taking the job. I had a particular job when I was applying that offered me a sign-on bonus if I was gonna commit for 2 years, and then more if I was gonna commit for 3 years. So they were trying to get me on board to commit, and it was personally something that I was not comfortable with, and I didn't end up taking the job. So again, I would not say don't take it for sure. I would just say be wary and ask the right questions. Now, the other thing I'm gonna say is with salaries, a lot of times, just because you are a new grad does not mean you should get, or you should take a crappy salary. I see this so much when people graduate. Just because they are a new grad, they are getting offered crappy salaries and they are taking crappy salaries. Do not let that happen to you. Just because you are a new grad, your degree is gonna pay the same amount and it's gonna get reimbursed if you're an insurance-based clinic as the same as somebody that is 5, 10, 15 years out. So definitely don't let the new grad tactic let you get a crappy salary. And then again, obviously your salary is gonna be different though if you're working outpatient versus if you are working a home health job. So keep that in mind. But that being said, do not take too crappy of an offer. And if you don't know what a crappy offer is, or you don't even know what to look for, of course, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you. Now, second thing I would look for in a job as a new grad would be mentorship. Now, mentorship again is not important to everybody, but if it's important to you, it would be something that I would, again, ask the right questions for. What exactly does the mentorship look like for the job you're gonna be applying for? A lot of jobs will say they have mentorship, but they aren't gonna necessarily have possibly the mentorship that you are looking for. So that's why it's very important when you're considering a job, ask what does the mentorship look like? Is it months? Is it weeks? How is it planned out? What do they specifically do versus them just saying that they offer it? So if mentorship is something that's important to you, just make sure you ask those questions ahead of time. And then the third thing would be, and probably the most important out of the 3, would be for a job out of physical therapy school, does this align with your overall personal goals? The point of a job is to, of course, help the company if you are going to be a staff employee, to help the company as much as you can, but how is this also aligning with your goals? Will this job set me up for my future? And that's gonna be different for everybody. So really have that set before you take a job. So that could be either salary or clinically. If you feel like, okay, salary is my main thing and I just wanna make as much money as possible, is this job meeting that demand? Or if it's clinically, is this job giving me the mentorship that I'm going to need to progress forward in the coming years? So really just have that set as your goal at the beginning before you go interview for a job, and you'll be able to navigate and kind of take jobs and take interviews that you want more, and then say no to jobs that you already know don't align with what you're seeing. So Those would be the three main things: salary, mentorship, and then does it align with your personal goals? Those would be the three things I would be looking for a job straight out of physical therapy school as a new grad. Again, it can be very overwhelming. It can be a lot to navigate, not knowing pretty much where to even start. So those would be the three things I would start with. And again, it's gonna be personal for everybody. So each of those things, salary, clinically, mentorship, and then your personal goals are, it's gonna be a little different for everybody. So there's not a straight answer, but those would be the things I would keep in mind before you go into a job interview. If you guys have any other further questions or you want to add anything else, put a comment below, or you can feel free to message me directly. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. And then if you guys have anything else that you want to make or you want me to make videos of, feel free also to comment. I'd be more than happy to do so.